Hello everybody and welcome to the third replay commentary on Wargame European Escalation. So, the game has been released since the 23rd of February and we have now access to the solo part of the game. We have about 20 missions, 22 exactly I think, NATO and PACT campaigns, which are pretty nice, pretty challenging campaigns, but I'll maybe do a video about it later if I have time. So, for now, a replay. It's a 1v1 game on Rivers of Blood, a new map, a map that wasn't available in the pre-order beta. So one little thing about this map, it's, I think, the only map with natural hills, if I can say. You can see here, you've got hills that aren't represented by this usual green layer and really artificial change of altitude. It's really nice. Sorry, it's really nice, but also quite disturbing gameplay-wise because it blocks lines of sight in a very different way that this one does, and it's quite hard to take a hold of it. But well, we didn't have much fight around these hills, so it wasn't a big problem. So, two ways to start the game. In this map, there are a lot of big sectors that give a lot of points. The smallest one, apart from the starting sector, is 3 points, which is quite a lot. You've got 3 points and a reinforcement zone here in Gulf, and 4 points on Charlie. I decided to go on Charlie. My strategy was to go with 2 air recons, gazelles, one on the right, one on the left, to detect the enemy positions, the enemy movements, and then send a few infantry units in the forest around Gulf and Foxtrot and Juliet, and then send the rest of my troops, mainly infantry and recon and the command unit of course, into the forest in Charlie, and then adapt my strategy depending on the enemy's strategy. So here we go for the beginning of the game. My enemy did more or less the same thing that I did. He sent some infantry between Juliet and Foxtrot and all of his troops in India. I sent infantry a bit everywhere on the right side of the map and recon on the right and on the left, while sending my command unit in Charlie. And even before my command unit stopped to capture Charlie, I saw that no units were going for Echo, so I decided to go directly for Echo and start harassing the enemy's command, the starting sector, thanks to this reinforcement sector. On the right side, a very aggressive push by my opponent, and my 2 Chasseurs FAMAS squads will try to hold them as long as possible, but will still fall. They are facing a very large infantry force. On this side, Gazelles plus my ground infantry units will destroy these infantry units and will give me the possibility to capture Echo with my command unit without any opposition apart from a little recon unit. So here we go. The FAMAS are totally destroyed on this side of the map, and my opponent takes control of the forests here. To make sure he won't push onto Alpha, I recruit another recon unit and infantry unit that I'll put in the forest in Gulf to stop any units coming through this road. So here we go. Echo captured. I'm putting infantry in the forest, moving infantry in this one. So this is one new kind of terrain that wasn't in the maps of the beta. It's just in between the normal land and forest. It can camouflage units a bit like the forest, but much less efficiently. It can cover them more than usual ground, but less than forest. So at the beginning I just wanted to try it, and I realized that the tanks that my opponent will call, the T-62As, will be able to spot my infantry and shoot them to hell. Another thing I made in this map is that, well, I just realized it just now, is that there is one bridge here. I actually put all my forces here to try to push onto Bravo through this bridge, but I could have sent an infantry to cut his reinforcement lines here, which is something I'll definitely do next time I'm in such a situation. But I didn't realize there was a bridge here, so I didn't do it in this game. So a big mistake from my part. I should have observed the map a little more. So forest controlled by my opponent here. He's got infantry in the forest, calling anti-air units and tanks to make sure nothing will pass here. On my side, I try to push on Bravo with ATGM units and Leopards and SPPZ lurchs. My ATGM units are able to take down one T-62A, well, on the next level. And here we go, one is taken out. And while I'm pushing on Bravo, I send my 4 infantry squads that were stationed between Foxtrot and Juliet. I send them in India to try to locate and take down the commander in India. So here we go, one attempt to push in the enemy's base. I just send my recon to spot a bit the units in the enemy's base. I see the enemy's command unit. I try to take him out, but unfortunately I get shot by the last T-72. And well, I decide to pull back. Of course, I've got only 1 HP left, and I don't want to lose stupidly my recon units, especially when I'm already losing in terms of points. 496 points for AkheraCZ and 206 for me. So he's got twice the points that I have. I really need to react and play a bit more cautiously if I want to be able to win this game. Artillery from the enemy, trying to, well, not trying, he really is killing all my units in these, in these areas. I call in mortar carriers to try to counter shoot his artillery, try to make him flee and destroy them, but of course the enemy moves his artillery quite quickly and is able to get out of the danger zone. On the right side, my infantry units came into the forest, destroyed all the anti-air that were stationed there. Unfortunately, the enemy managed to move his command unit and moved it into a hotel. At that point, I realized he captured the hotel, so I knew where his command unit went. On this side, 4 Mi-24A helicopters attacked. I called in Roland and moved and called in also, well, my Cobras that were stationed here came in to support my units against this attack. Unfortunately, anti-air units came in and destroyed one of my Cobras. But hopefully, with my Rolands, my ground recon, which has a very efficient autocannon and an MMG, took care of the last helicopter. On this side, I still try to push and take out this command unit. Unfortunately, these 2 VABs will get destroyed by T-72s before they'll be able to attack this command unit. So for now, 755 points for AkheraCZ, 486 for me. I've got 300 points more or less to to catch up with my opponent. One little attempt to look at my forces here, a futile attempt that will result in the destruction of his units. Yeah, that's something quite risky, to send in recon helicopters, especially over forests. I do it quite often, but only on forests where I'm sure the enemy couldn't have sent units earlier on. So my 2 VABs got destroyed to take down before being able to see and take down the command armor here. I'm sending 2 more infantry squads to try to locate and take down the command unit here. If I take him down, I'll come back in terms of points. I've got nearly 204 points behind my opponent, taking out the command unit, which is probably 220 points. Will balance things out. So here, my 8 mortar carriers start hitting the enemy's lines. Unfortunately, well, of course, he moves from the danger zones that my mortar carriers create, and well, I'm not able to detect anything else. All his units are hidden inside the forests, and I don't see anything. At this point, I see no enemy units. Well, he has a better line of sight. Well, no, not even. He can't see anything either. So now he knows I've got mortar carriers here. He doesn't know what kind of units I have. He sends in 8 infantry squads to try to take out my forces in Echo. He wants to take back Echo, or at least deny it from me. So here we go, we've got 8 infantry squads coming in. And they will take the turn here and try to rush in my base. At that point, I can detect them thanks to my recon units, such as with the loots. And so I know infantry squads are coming in. Hopefully, I called in infantry squads before, and they will be able to help stop them. I pull back my Rolands, I'll pull back my jeeps here, as they are totally useless against these infantry units. At that point, I didn't pull back my AML-60s. I was sure they could shoot against infantry squads, but unfortunately, their main guns have 0 HE power there. They have only LP power, so they can shoot against transports or tanks, but against the infantry squads, they are totally useless. And unfortunately, I discovered that the hard way by losing a lot of them. Here, my 2 infantry squads arrived in the forest, and I will separate them and try to search the forest as quickly as possible to locate the command units, which I can't see right now. I can't see anything on the right side. Very nice move from my opponent here. He managed to hide 4 Motoselchi infantry squads in the little house here. I can't see them. And, well, I'll be aware of their presence only when they've destroyed my 2 Rolands. That's a very, very nice move from my opponent, and a very bad one from myself. Losing 2 Rolands to this is, well, very, very bad. But I kill him with my mortars, and, well, still have 200 points behind him. So I really need to react and do something intelligent to come back in this game. And one other mistake, sending in infantry squads with helicopters here to put them in the forest and destroy any infantry coming in, any units coming in reinforcements. Unfortunately, well, I didn't really realize there was a bridge. I should have sent infantry squads in ground transports. I could have had much more while spending much less points. And the other thing is that he called in 1 recon unit, and he was able to detect my infantry units. So he then sent a whole lot of infantry squads to destroy my FAMAS units. On this side, I separated my 2 infantry squads and located the command vehicle. Unfortunately, once again, he manages to get away. It's got only 1 armor on the front, but he's got 75 kilometers per hour in terms of speed. He's able to get away very, very fast and go and hide somewhere else once again. So here we go. He pushes in the forest and takes out my infantry squads. I send in 1 helicopter to try to support them, and he'll send a few missiles. I know I'm gonna lose my infantry squads here, but I hope my helicopter will do enough damage to compensate. Unfortunately, he calls in 2 anti-aircraft missiles, and my Cobra will be taken out very, very quickly. And here we go. 1 missile hits, and the Cobra is down. On the right side, well, he got away of hotel, but he controls now Golf, so I know where his command unit vehicle is. The only place I know I'll find him is in this little bit of forest in Golf, so I send in my 4 infantry squads that were in this forest, and I attack his command vehicle. And now, hopefully, I destroy it and come back in terms of points. 1034 to 1089. I've got 2 sectors. He's got only 1 left, and I'm gonna attack his units here from both sides with all my infantry units, and I'll hope to take everything out. I can't see them right now, but I know they are still here. They destroyed my infantry at the beginning of the game, and I haven't seen them leaving the forest since, so I know they are still in there. Well, at least I'm pretty sure. So here we go, I push into this forest. I know I'll be able to destroy most of his units and gain, well, take the advantage in terms of points. And here we go. A big push and I start killing everything. At this point, well, my opponent must be starting to worry. He was leading, having 200 or 300 points ahead of me, and now he is losing. I've got 100 points ahead of him, and he will have to react. He has quite an aggressive reaction that won't be very efficient. He is sending 12 infantry squads to rush Echo. I know these are enough to destroy everything I have. I don't have much units to stop infantry rushes like that, so when I see them, I call in as fast as possible Leopards 1 A4s. They aren't very fast tanks, but at this point they were the fastest tank available to me in my deck. So I sent them, hoping that they'll arrive as fast as possible to stop these infantry units. I've got one Leopard defending Echo, 4 VABs that don't move right now, but that will move to stop these infantry units. And, well, my recon units here trying to do as much as possible to destroy everything. His push isn't as effective as he would have liked it to be. I'm still 100 points ahead of him. And he hasn't located my command vehicle yet. My little leopards are arriving and are starting to shoot on these infantry squads. They are coming back into the forest, and my VABs react and are able to stop these units. That's one of the problems with these transports. They don't have weapons on them. They are very fast, very cheap, but don't have weapons. So unless he disembarks his motorcycle that are in the vehicles, he won't be able to do any damage to me. So now I have destroyed the infantry threats. I have only 50 points to go to reach for the victory, and he's got 230 points to reach. I know this sector is very well defended. I won't try to attack it. I'll try to concentrate my forces on this area and try to get the 50 points by destroying these infantry squads and, of course, these MBTs, the T-72As. So I use my helicopters. I push to try to destroy everything here. And here we go. My Cobras are moving in, trying to destroy the tanks. Unfortunately, they are totally empty with all their weapons apart from the Vulcan. And I get shot by the T-72s. I pull back. I don't want to lose any helicopter stupidly, so I call in other helicopters, more advanced ones and fully supplied, of course. And I'll send them again to T-72As. I need only destroy one tank, and victory will be mine. And here we go. The helicopters arrive. They shoot at the T-72As, and one is destroyed. And I win the game. Minor victory, of course. I've got only 200 points ahead of AkheraCZ, and well, one minor victory, but a victory nonetheless. I had a very bad start. He was leading all the way, but I managed to come back at the end of the game. So quite a nice game. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.